Hi, this is Jake Kruger, and welcome back to Blind Faith Week 10. This week I would like to discuss, one thing that I'd like to discuss is failure and kind of succeeding and failing. With this, I'm going to kind of tell some stories about me and my life. So I think the main thing that makes people fail is the fear of failure. So a good example of this is when I was in high school, I was a wrestler and ran cross country, but my main sport was wrestling. And I would go out there on the mat, and the team would be counting on me not to get pinned. A pin is worth the most points, and it's when you go flat on your back. And I was so scared of not. Was so scared that I was gonna get pinned that I failed basically in the task of winning, which this isn't, winning's not everything, but this kind of example of how fearing that you're failing, how it can kind of hurt you. So I would fear to fail, and I wouldn't totally fail, but I just wouldn't succeed either. I'd still lose, just not give up as many points. Where I'm starting to learn now in my life today now, going to college and stuff. Again, I'm afraid of failing, but instead of taking this fear and letting it take over me and run my life, I'm kind of putting it in God's hands and praying to God about it. That's kind of what you have to do when you're afraid you're gonna fail, because God knows best. So you gotta kind of just be like, God, please help me with this. Please help me make the right decision, do the right thing in this situation, and please help me be good enough to complete this task. I also think that succeeding all the time might not be the best thing either, because failure kind of teaches you lessons, teaches you what kind of person you are, how you can come back from it, recover and stuff. It's just nobody likes to fail. So that was the first topic I wanted to cover this week, was kind of just the idea of not letting your fear run your life, especially for failing. Another thing I've heard is the biggest thing that people fear is fear itself. And I would say this is true, but there's really no reason to truly fear anything as long as you put your faith in God, because God will always help you get through. Just ask God for help. Ask Him to help you get through the hard times and stuff, and just keep pushing forward. Now, the next topic I wanted to discuss kind of gets into the I've been talking a lot about sin lately, but this is another one that I could consider pretty big sin, is when people choose to have abortion and stuff. I don't really want to get into political stuff or anything with this. That's just kind of how I read the Bible and how I understand it. God puts each baby on earth to serve a purpose. As soon as the baby is conceived, it is a baby. It's not just a non-living thing. God put it on earth for a reason, and we are kind of when we get abortion and stuff, we're kind of trying to play God. Trying to play God, you could say, where you are choosing who lives or dies. They're starting to do tests on people in some countries. They test the baby before it's born if it has a disability or not, and if the baby is disabled or has a disability, they get an abortion, which God puts some people on earth to teach other people. If you see a person with one leg walking, going down the street, and you realize that he's living an everyday life or whatever, you might kind of learn from it and go, okay, Well, he's doing okay, so maybe I should work hard to do better. So God has a purpose for disabilities, and also I think every person has the right to live, and has the right to be born, and it's not our decision, our right as human beings to decide who lives and who dies. It's God's choice. So that's why I think unnatural abortions, going to the doctor and choosing you don't want to have a child, is an issue and is a sin because we are going against God's wishes. This is Blind Faith. Thanks for watching. And by the way, I set up an email account, so if anyone wants to email any questions or email ideas for topics, if you want me to discuss something that you're wondering about or anything, my email account is jkrugerblindfaith@gmail.com. So it's jkruger.blindfaith@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.